August beat me by 1 inch on the bird down in Texas, so it was his time to hunt. As soon as we get to Nebraska, we start seeing birds everywhere. As luck would have it, these birds read the script perfectly.
I've been sitting here for a little while, saw him go down. We'll go ahead and go down here and see if we can get him.
Last week, John sent me in August to Texas to chase the Rios down into Walter's place. We got to hang out with a bunch of August's friends and family. We hunted for 4 days, and it came down to crunch time before we finally were able to seal the deal. We got down there, and it was a really slow hunt at first. The first few days, we saw very few turkeys. As time went on, we noticed the turkeys were roosting on the neighbor's property. We got permission. We went over there, set them up, watched them get on the roost, and the 4th day, which was going to be our final day there, we finally were able to seal the deal. As soon as August and I got back to camp, we packed up and we headed up to Nebraska to hunt with Cody Cook and Heartland Pride Outfitters.
We are in Oklahoma City right now and headed up north to Nebraska, and we're going up there to see Cody Cook of Heartland Pride Outfitters, and we've actually been on the phone with him for a while now, and he's saying there's birds everywhere. He just got up there yesterday setting up blinds and doing a little scouting around, and going up there to the Merriams, shooting them with our bows, and hopefully it's going to be great. I can't wait to get there. I'm excited. Never killed a turkey with a bow before, so stick around.
This has been the story of our trip. Filling up with freaking gas. But we're going to throw about 80 or 90 bucks in here, and maybe that'll get us to our resting spot for the night. I hope. Boom. You know something that doesn't need gas? A Stealth. Electric, baby.
Hey, look at his shirt. Cody's representing
The conditions, so.
Oh, we finally pulled up.
Good to meet you, Win. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. So, yeah, I seen you guys stopped over at the
Yeah, you said right on your directions.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Son of a gun.
Didn't know his right from his left.
That don't happen very often, I can promise you that.
Yeah.
So. We're Heartland Pride Outfitters. We're about a 6-year-old company based out of Nebraska. Guide Merriam turkey hunts, whitetail deer, mule deer, antelope, and the hybrid turkeys as well. Just recently expanded up here into northwest Nebraska out of Rushville and down into Kansas as well.
This hunt's going to be a little different. We're there for archery season, and August and I are having to pull our bows out and try to take down a turkey with it, so it's going to be a little more difficult for us. You're ready to whoop August?
Yeah.
Somebody's closer.
First day we get there, we decide we're going to shoot our bows and make sure they're on. And then we get in the truck with Cody and Jordan, and they take us around and show us the property, and we do a little scouting for the turkeys. Man, this place had turkey all over it. It was amazing. And not only that, you saw whitetail, mule deer, and antelope all over the place.
So we got 4 miles here to the west, and then we got another mile on the
We're out doing a little scouting. We've seen a few turkey. We saw a field with some antelopes bedded down. Cody just drives around, shows us the lay of the land. We got Jordan back in the back seat with August. And hopefully we'll spot a big group of turkeys and jump on them in the morning. This is a huge contrast from Texas, where as soon as we get to Nebraska, we start seeing birds everywhere. Where when we were in Texas, it took us to the 3rd or 4th day before we ever saw Tom, so we were really excited to be hunting here in Nebraska. We came upon these group of birds out in the field, and Cody had been spotting these birds for a while, and he said, "Y'all watch this, I got a cool trick for you." And lo and behold, if he didn't crank his truck up, and those toms would start gobbling right at him every time.
Usually the turkeys will gobble at me when I turn my pickup on. They're ready for
it. Trophy Quest is brought to you by Service Central, the service offering at Tire Kingdom, MTB, Merchants, and Big O Tires. Black by Trophy Quest, Sense Science for the professional hunter. Crossbreed Holsters, leaders in holster concealment and comfort, handmade in the USA. The Sportsman's Guide, name brand shooting supplies at closeout prices. Stealth Electric Vehicles, join the stealth revolution. Ramcat Broadheads, hits like a ram, cuts like a cat. And Napa, get the good stuff. You're watching Trophy Quest, presented by Service Central.
About mid-February, Win O'Neill from Trophy Quest gave me a call. It was a pretty good call to have that morning. I was pretty excited to have the opportunity put on my plate to be able to guide these guys for the Merriam to, get that bird knocked out of their or off their checklist. And I've had Trophy Quest out a couple different times in the past 5 years. And just an exciting experience to have those guys come back again and pursue the Merriams once again.
It's day 1 hunting here in Nebraska, and August beat me by 1 inch on the bird down in Texas, so it was his time to hunt. Cody set us up in a great spot in a ground blind right up under a roost just about. As soon as the light started showing, we had birds gobbling all around us. And it was freaking awesome. We had birds all over us, mostly jakes and hens. We had some toms there, but they were just a little bit out of bow range.
Win and August sat in the blind, had a bunch of jakes and hens land pretty much on top of the decoy. Toms were just a little hesitant to come in.
We were sure wishing we had our shotguns, and as luck would have it, those toms shot across the river, and all the other birds went with them.
I cannot believe this. I mean, there was upwards of 50 birds around us this morning. Man, I mean, there was probably 20 jakes less than 20 yards from us. There's 2 toms about 40 yards out there, and I thought they were going to come down this fence line. But as soon as I said that, they dipped off and flew across the river and started strutting over there. As soon as they flew off, everyone started just flying across the river and going up the hill.
After all the birds left, we kind of watched them for a little while, and we decided we were going to go try to put a stalk on them, and we chased them down, and there was some rough terrain. Man, I wish I'd have been in a little better shape. We climbed these hills that they felt like mountains to me.
We just came out of the blind and walked east down this river here. We saw that big group right out here across the river here come down off the side hill, and that's the ones that were on us this morning. They're working their way down out into this field. There's a bunch more gobbles, probably 1,000 yards down the river here. Sounds like everything's on that side. It's kind of hard to find a place to cross right now, but we're just trying to make a plan. As you can see, we're trying to come up here on this ridge and try to get ahead of these turkeys, but they're moving at a pretty good pace that way. We're just having a hard time keeping up with them. I think all we're doing is just pushing them further and further. Trying to head them off on the left side of that building. Trying to keep up with them, but basically they just went up over the top there, and just can't keep up. So we're gonna call it a day, or at least this morning hunt, anyways, and get back, and I'm gonna go eat some breakfast.
Closed captioning is provided by Millwood Lodge, the proving ground of the South. You're watching Trophy Quest, presented by Service Central.
This segment is brought to you by Lockdown, the most comprehensive line of vault accessories available today, featuring humidity control, monitoring, lighting, and numerous other options for organizing and enhancing your gun vault. Now let's go back hunting.
Me and August were really excited because we had a new toy to play with. This was going to be our first trip with the Stealth. Man, I tell you, that thing is awesome. Stealth is one of the leading electric vehicles on the market. It's super quiet. It's the only one that has a seat that converts into a dump bed. It's got about a 30-mile range on a full set of batteries. It'll run forever, man. It'll get you where you want to go. All right, Cody and I are up here glassing for turkeys. August is supposed to be with us, but he forgot his release. After lunch, we decided we were going to head back to where the roost was from that morning, and August and I sat back up in the same ground blind, hoping to catch them coming across the river again. Unfortunately, only one old bird showed up that night. Now it's time to get some sleep, and I'll be ready for my hunt tomorrow morning. Our second day of hunting was my turn to hunt. We went down a real long ravine. Cody had seen some birds roosting the night before. Sliding down that ravine, some kind of way I lost my decoy, And we saw birds all around us, but we just couldn't get them to come close enough because we didn't have that decoy. Probably 20 birds roosted back down to our, up to our north, and probably 4 or 5 toms to our east, and they came down, gobbled like crazy. Somewhere coming down that big old freaking hill right there, I lost the decoy. That's my fault. And I think if we'd had the decoy, we could have caught those birds right up to us. And I don't know where the thing went. It fell out of my vest somewhere coming down that hill. And now we're left chasing them again today, like we were yesterday. And hopefully we can cut them off here in a little bit. We'll see. Decoy's about 24 yards out. We worked our way down to a little pinch point where we felt certain that the birds were going to come within a reasonable distance to shoot them with a bow. As luck would have it, these birds read the script perfectly. I went over there and trimmed my arrow. Looks like we had a pretty good hit. We kept a pretty good eye on him for a while over there going west. We're hoping he's gonna go over there and lay down. He looked like he was hurt pretty bad. Unfortunately, I shot him a little low and back, so we decided to give him a little bit of time, but we saw the general direction he was going in. And after waiting probably 20 or 30 minutes, August and I decided to go put a little stalk on him, see if we could find him. We climbed up on top of this hill. The turkey we shot is down here at the bottom. We're pretty sure laying down, but all the rest of them are too. The wind up here is unreal. It's like 40 miles an hour. You can hardly stand up. We're trying to glass and see, make sure he's down there laying down. We got Cody on the north side of us. He's got an eye on him too. We're just hoping that hoping he's down there laid down, and of course me and August will slide down this hill here in a little bit, pick him up. As it happens sometimes in this business, we went back to watch the footage and accidentally recorded over some of the time that we were actually trying to find the bird. So here's what happened. We slid down the hill, got down to about the bottom of the hill, and we looked down and the turkey was standing right there in front of us. I knocked an arrow and drew back, getting ready to shoot, and as soon as I did, he just scurried into some tumbleweed, and we just lost him. And we kept looking for him for a while. It was kind of like looking for a needle in a haystack. So we decided to head back into the lodge and hopefully go back the next day and see if we could find him.
Trophy Quest is brought to you by Service Central, the service offering Entire Kingdom, MTB, Merchants, and Big O Tires. Shoot and see targets from Birchwood Casey. Know where your bullet hits. The Caldwell Lead Sled. No recoil, no flinch, no excuses. TQAdventures.com. Let the journey begin. The Sportsman's Foundation for Military Families. And by Valvoline.
For more information on this program or one of our quality outfitters, contact TQ Adventures at 800-638-1581 or log on to www.tqadventures.com.